Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to yet again another Call of Duty commentary. Yes, no Minecraft again, purely down to the fact I cannot be arsed, but oh well. More about this commentary. Today's topic is Pubstars VS Competitive Players.
Yeah, and Matt has a previous experience in both, don't you, Matt?
I thought we weren't going to mention this. So, yes, originally when I first came to Xbox, I was a pub star, just like anyone else, and like Penna is now, a pub star.
Oh dear.
Indeed, but still. So yeah, whenever you start Xbox, you always are a pub star. I was a very sweaty pub star. I had I can't remember, like 60 days worth of Call of Duty 5 playing time, which is sad.
Probably more than like you sad bastard.
It's really sad, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, so I turned out, eventually I got into competitive at the end of COD 4, start of COD 5, and then yeah, that kind of took over because anyone knows me will know that I kind of play GB all day, every day until my hands dripped of sweat. Literally. And then I went through this stage at the end of GB, after a few years on GB, and I made a pub clan. I don't know why.
Yeah, and that was a very good clan, wasn't it?
Oh shit. I think it was called Next Victim, and I don't even know why. Oh dear. Yeah, that went really well. That was when it was me and Steve-O doing YouTube. That's how long ago that was.
Yeah, it was. I can remember him mentioning your clan in a commentary.
And then that's when you did that layout, that cool layout.
Oh dear, don't mention that. But anyway,
yeah.
You've said your previous experience. Which one? It's a kind of versus, isn't it? Pubstar versus.
Yeah.
So which one would you say was better? It's hard to really decide because obviously competitive like gaming's got set rules, whereas pub's just public and it's not really got rules such as, I don't know, you got specific rules on search and destroy and game battles and stuff, haven't you? Whereas you can really use anything on public.
Well, Pubstar is good as well when you're doing laid back gameplays, commentaries, all that sort of stuff. Competitive's good if you got a good team, because if you ain't got a good team, then it can become very stressful. And that is like the downside to competitive in a whole. You know, it's very stressful. But I'd have to say competitive if you class league players competitive.
Yeah, but
it
is stressful compared to public, because if you've got a shit team on public, it don't really matter, because I don't know why it doesn't matter compared to competitive. It just feels like in public it's sort of what you expect. You're in a group with random people, you don't expect to have like a high amount of chemistry between each other, and you're not exactly talking to each other. Whereas in competitive, you're talking to each other constantly, and if you play shit, then it's kind of pisses you off a little bit.
And going on from that, in public, you could have 5 shit people on your team, and you could be really good, and you could probably still win the game on your own. Whereas on competitive, every player on competitive is more than likely good, so you have to be good and have to have a good team and good chemistry. Whereas obviously on public, you can just single-handedly win the game like myself.
Yeah, and on public, majority of players don't think about, I don't know, camping or stuff like that, or just like protecting a certain area. They don't really think about that. They ain't got that in their frame of mind. Whereas in competitive, it's all about getting them like loads of wins rather than kills. So then they've got different tactics to like camp or protect an area, which makes it more difficult.
Penna basically said what I was about to say. Like public, no tactics go into public. You run around. Just nothing goes into it unless you are with a few mates and you want to go for a win streak. Then a little bit of tactics go into it. But on competitive, you have to have tactics to win a game. You won't win a game unless you have tactics, stuff like that. And if you had a 6-man team of public players versus a 6-man team of competitive players, 99% of the time, the competitive players will win. Even if it's public rules where you can use anything, the competitive players will more than likely win.
Just down to the fact that competitive players probably, I'm not saying necessarily have more knowledge on maps, because some competitive game types are randomly generated maps, like, I don't know, can't really remember, but it's just the same as public really. It's apart from you can choose maps on public, so I'd say, I don't know, competitive gamers probably have more knowledge on a vast variety of maps, whereas public players only have like a selective amount of knowledge on certain maps, because you only play a certain amount of maps because only a certain amount of people like certain maps, and you end up playing them more regularly than others. So,
I know.
yeah.
Because more than likely, if you, let's say you get nuked on, this is a good example because everyone bums this map on public. If you get nuked on, more than likely you know you're going to be playing that 2 games in a row because everyone votes it.
Yeah.
Whereas on GB, for example, everything's randomly generated, like Penna said. So you literally have to know every map and all that stuff. And yeah, that's about it, really. I have to say.
Yeah, but
You just need a
I
lot
mean,
of knowledge.
it's a tough topic to talk about really, because there is some fucking sick public players out there, and just as much as there is competitive players. But to really know who would win, you would really need to get the best competitive players versus the best public players, and to be honest, that would be quite a good matchup. I don't know who would win, but say if there was no game modes, it would be an equal amount of, I don't know, any team could
I
win.
know what you mean. I know what you mean. I know what you was trying to say there. Going on from what Penna says, you do actually get good public players, because I made it sound like every public player is shit, even though 99% of public players are crap. From my time and experience of playing game battles, I've been thrashed really bad from public players because of their knowledge at certain game modes, because people, play headquarters only on GB, because on public all they play is headquarters, and so they're really good at it and they thrash people. But overall, if it was game battles rules and it was random game modes, random maps, the best public team versus the best competitive team, I'd say competitive will obviously win, because I don't know, competitive players have more knowledge. But me rambling on, that has brought an end to this commentary.
Yeah, but do you guys share your ideas who would win? It'd be nice to know what you lot think. And yeah, just stay tuned for the next topic.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.